Things kind of took a turn in high school was after a year that we had played tennis. Rafi came to high school, and I was managing the girls tennis team, and the girls tennis coach, Miss Lee. And Mr. Pass was the high school counselor that I told you guys about. They like, we were running the mile, and they were like really interested in us. They're like, wow, why are you guys good at tennis? Like, you're Mexican. That's not expected. I'm like, yeah, twist. But so we were like, just running around, and she's like, Carlos, come here. One day, like she knew us pretty well by this point. She's like, do you guys have papers? I was just like, oh, no. She's like, okay, keep running. I was just like keep running, or just finish my mind. So yeah, then she didn't say anything. I was like, what's up with this lady? And I knew they were friendly, but I was like, is she gonna like do something? Does she know something about like the path? This was like my sophomore year. So yeah, after that, they were like super helpful. So yeah, so we ended up taking a train to to Boston. It was March 20, 2010. I remember because it was his birthday. And then, so we left a Friday night, and during Saturday morning, I remember we were like crossing through Buffalo, New York. It was early in the morning, and Rafi woke me up, and he just, go ahead.
Like man dressed in green crosses me. And I like look at him, and then my brain started slowly like translating that into that is what Border Patrol looks like, because I'd never seen him. And this woman said, what is your citizenship status? And we were like, well, we are, we're here, we're residents. Then she's like, are you legal residents? And we were, it's like we didn't talk about not lying, but I think we both just assumed like if we lied, it's gonna be worse because we're already in this situation.
So they took us down to the border patrol station, and they got our fingerprints. We were lucky because we were like being pretty like jokey with them. We're like, oh, like like we're not doing anything, and we spoke English. So we're like, can we make some phone calls? Because this is really like not fair. Like we like our families are back in Chicago. They don't know what we're doing.
And so we were able to connect with the officers in a, I think, more human level, which was really nice. I mean, we can't say they treated us bad, other than the Hispanic woman.
You could see them struggle. They were like, oh my God, what is my job? We called Miss Lee, and she was just like, oh hey Carlos, because we kept in touch, but I was in college now, so I didn't see her as much. So I called her. She's like, hey, how's it going? She's like, guess what I'm doing? I'm watching. She was at some tennis tournament. I was like, geez, I'm about to just ruin this lady's day. And I was like, guess what we're doing? Like, we got arrested. And she's like, oh my God. She's like, all right, let me call you back. So that was good because she knew about that we were undocumented, what we could do, what we couldn't do. She called all the other teachers that knew of our situation, and different people that they knew. So they got in touch with the National Immigrant Justice Center in Chicago to get like a pro bono attorney. And then once we figured it out, she was like, all right, so she's like, there's nothing you can do right now, but now she's like, just call your parents and like let them know, I guess. So then we called our parents and we told them, and I mean, they were mortified. They felt terrible.
There's like one day that I do remember from when I was younger. It is this, I was at home with my grandma, and I just remember my mom came into the house really quickly, and she said, come on, let's go, we're going to church. And I was like, it's like a Thursday night or something, and we didn't really go to church that often at this time of year. We went some Sundays, but it was really weird for me to just go on a random day of the week. And I could tell that she was very frustrated, or she was very nervous, and I kind of thought to myself, like, oh my goodness, she's just kind of, I just thought she was in a bad mood, so I was like, okay, I'll just go with it. When we went to church, I looked over at her, and I noticed she was crying a lot, and I was like, I don't understand. I just didn't know what was going on. And then we went back home after church, and my dad came home at this point, and we went into my room with my grandma, and they both said, well, your brothers have been detained by immigration and border patrol. And I just knew that if there was one thing in the whole world that could happen, it was probably this thing. In junior high, like I said, I kind of kept it, I knew this was kind of our secret, so the fact that immigration had got them, that the one thing happened. So then the local newspaper wrote an article about them, and we were kind of getting the word around. They were getting letters from all the teachers for their court case. And this was the point where I kind of just switched my mindset from this is a secret to this is something that we have to fight for, because I mean, I just did not think that it was fair at all for guys like these to be in jail. You know, like, they didn't do anything wrong, and I knew that our legal status was something that we were going to have to fight for. So when they were in the newspaper, there was a teacher at the school that was teaching about their article in their class. So I had a lot of my classmates coming up to me like, "Oh, we saw your brothers on the newspaper about being arrested, and are you in the same situation?" And then that's where it just, like all these questions started coming, like, is that you too? Are they gonna get deported? Are you deported? Are you leaving? Like, and then it just came so quickly that I just had to learn how to deal with all the questions, but I guess defend that status as well. And I think that's where I was able to take that opportunity to teach my classmates.
It was kind of nice, honestly, being the one in that position and not her or my parents. I think the people that are outside, you know, your family, are people that aren't often talked about when it comes to deportation cases. And I think they're the ones that actually suffer more because they don't know what happens. So I think that if we all take responsibility in our own stories and lead by example, and support the ones that aren't as fortunate as us to, for example, have a family, or speak English, or know their way around the system, or the ones that just arrived from a different country, if we help as much as we can, even if it's little, even if it's telling them like, oh, you know, that's that office that gives out scholarships, like that helps tremendously. So don't ever feel like if you're not, you know, the board member of a big organization that you won't have impact. It's important to share the stories, to start the conversation in the general public. That way, you know, everybody starts gathering a collective knowledge about the issue, and we all start collecting a human understanding of what it's like to build a real community, not just one that we can study.